Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the online session of Watchman of the Lake written by R.K. Narayan, session 6. So in our previous session, we have seen about scene 4 started late at night when there was torrential rain. So now, the last part of the scene 3, we have seen that the visitor has come asking for a favor. So now, Mara has accepted on the request of providing some water to the neighboring village. Till then the climate was good, but here once Mara promises of providing water to the visitor, there was a sudden change in the climate. The same night there was torrential downpour and a shrieking storm. So now in our previous class we saw that Mara came out of his house to see what was going on, and when he came out of his house he saw that the rain has battered his hut. He requested goddess to have pity on the mortal, and goddess said that river Veda was her plaything and now it was her mood to destroy river Veda. But here Mara requested goddess to give him a chance to go and convey the message to our king. So for that, goddess has accepted. Goddess has given an opportunity for Mara to go, inform the king and to come back. So students, you have to remember a point here where Mara has taken oath from goddess that until and unless she sees Mara in that place, she will not continue with the devastation or the destruction of the lake. So now Mara has run to the palace. He has informed the king. Now king is shocked to know the reality about the plight of him and his subjects. We have stopped till here in our last class. Now let us continue with the last part of scene 4 and 5 in this session. King, Mara, are you sure you saw and heard all this? King is asking Mara whether he was sure of lake. Is goddess going to break the lake? King was shocked to know the reality because goddess in scene 4 is in a violent mood. Scene 2, she was calm, she was good. She wanted a place in that village. She wanted to destroy the lake. Mara, how can I prove it, my lord? Here you see the mud on my clothes. When I fell prostrate before the goddess, all this mud struck to me. So, Mara says, how can I prove this to you, my lord? Can you see my clothes? Can you see the mud on it? This is the proof to say that whatever I speak is truth. And he says, I fell prostrate before the goddess. All this mud stuck to me. I fell down, I started to beg, I started to request. As I fell down, the mud struck on my clothes. This is the proof. King, I did not think, I do not know what to do. In a moment or less, I and this palace and my subjects. All right, nothing so good as preparing for an end. Hey! Call someone, let an announcer go round with a beat of drums and announce to the people and to everyone in my kingdom that it is the last day of the world. The deluge is upon us. Tomorrow the sun will rise upon a lifeless land. So here, king says that I did not think about this. In a moment or less, what is going to happen to me and my subjects over here? And then he says, because that was a thing which he and his villagers were supposed to face. All right, nothing so good as preparing for an end. There's nothing good. We are supposed to prepare for an end. So he's calling for someone who can go round the village, announce that. Probably in the village side you might have seen, if they need to have any sorts of an announcement, they go with a drum, beating around, calling out for the people, announcing it. So the king says, let someone go around and announce that this will be the last day of the world. Tomorrow when the sun rises, it will rise on the lifeless land. Lifeless land means to say everyone in that village will be destroyed completely, because if goddess destroys the tank, the villagers would be dead. So here king is asking for an announcer to go round the village and to announce and to prepare for the end. Mara, your majesty, permit me to. King, tell me, what have you to say? Mara, I have a suggestion. King, go on. Mara, the goddess will keep her word. She has promised to wait till she sees me back there. Make it impossible for me to return there, your majesty. So here, when king was asking for an announcer to go round the village, Mara here wanted to convey some other message. Mara wanted to give a suggestion. He said, my majesty, can I speak something? So the king says, yes, please go ahead. So Mara says, my lord, goddess has promised me that until and unless she sees my face there, she will not continue with the devastation. So make it impossible for me to return to that lake, such that she will not destroy anyone. So here, Mara, though he was considered to be as a fool, though he was considered to be as a lunatic, he is ready to sacrifice his life for the rest of the people in the village. He says, my lord, if you make it impossible for me to return, goddess will not destroy. The condition is the moment that she sees my face, she'll continue with the devastation. So make it impossible for me to go back to the lake. King, how? Mara, if your majesty's sword is there. King, no, what a horrible suggestion. So king is asking, how is it impossible for you to return? King is asking, how is it possible? So Mara says, your majesty, if your sword is there. So king says, no, it's a horrible suggestion. Mara, or send for the executioner, my lord. My son is still sleeping in the hut. My last request is this: when I am gone, make him the watchman of the lake, and after him his son, and then his son's son, to the last generation of a family. If you do not have sword, call for an executioner. Let an executioner, and let him cut off my head. Remember the condition: until and unless goddess sees his face, she will not continue with the devastation. So Mara is giving a suggestion. What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to call for an executioner, cut off my head, such that I won't return to the lake. If I don't return to the lake, she is not going to destroy the lake. But here, before Mara sacrificed his life to the people of that village, he is requesting king. He says, when I am gone, when I am dead, let my son be made as the watchman of the lake. He is still sleeping in the hut. And he requests the king to make him the watchman of the lake once he is gone. After his son's son, until his last generation, is requesting the king to make them the watchmen of the lake. So in scene 4, we have seen about the way the climate changed, the way that the goddess appeared for Mara second time. She was violent. She was in the mood of destroying the lake or the tank. There was a condition, and Mara has sacrificed his life for the sake of the villagers. But before sacrificing, he has requested the king to make his son, after his son's son, as the watchman of the lake. So this is what we have seen in scene 4. Now we are left out with the last part of scene 5 of Watchman of the Lake. Scene 5, in front of a shrine on the lake, Ganga and his son. Scene 5 started in front of a shrine. Shrine means to say a holy place. So scene 5 is starting in front of a shrine on the lake, Ganga and his son. So who is this Ganga? Ganga is Mara's son. So Mara had requested king to make Ganga as the watchman of the lake. So now in scene 5, Ganga is considered to be the watchman of the lake. And here we are supposed to see the two characters here. The first one is Ganga, that is Mara's son. And Ganga has a son. His name is not mentioned. His name is just given as a son. So let us continue with scene 5. Ganga. Son, son, come here. Son, coming father. Ganga. Where were you all this time? Son, I was watching the gulls flying over the lake, father. How they swim and catch the fish? It is lovely to watch. So, Ganga is calling out for his son. Son, son, come here. So, son has come and he's asking, yes, father, I am here. So, Ganga is asking, where were you all this time? So, his son says that he was watching the gulls. So, here, his son says that he was watching the gulls flying over the lake. Gulls means to say a kind of a bird. So he says that he was watching this gulls flying over the lake, father. How they swim and catch the fish. So he says that he was watching the gulls catching the fish. And he said that it was a lovely sight, or it was lovely to watch this. Ganga, well, didn't you know this was the hour of worship at the shrine? Son, father, I forgot. So Ganga says, don't you know it was the hour of worship? During the time of the worship at the shrine, you're not supposed to go anywhere. You're supposed to be in the shrine. So son says that he forgot about it. Ganga, don't forget again. This is all I can say. I will be very angry if you miss another worship. You are old enough to realize your duties, I think. So he says that next time if his son misses the worship, he'll be angry with him. And he says that you're old enough to realize your duties by now. I was less than your age when I was ordered to take my father's place. So he says, I was less than your age when I was asked to take care of this lake, when I was being made as the watchman of the lake. Even my mother was away somewhere. The last I saw my father was when I went to bed. When I woke up in the morning, the hut had blown off and the lake was nearly roaring over the shore. So he said that his mother was not there, and he remembers seeing his father's face when he went to bed. The next morning when he woke up, his father was not to be seen at all, and he was asked to be the watchman of the lake. And what had happened to his hut? His hut, in the morning, his hut had blown off. And when he saw the lake, it was roaring over the shore. And whom should I see as soon as I got up but the king? He said my father was no more and ordered me immediately to do my father's duties. So the moment I woke up, I saw the face of the king. And what was his order? He said, from this moment, you are the watchman of the lake. You are supposed to take in charge of it. And he even said that my father was no more. Soon after that, he built a shrine which looks over the lake. And on the day of dedication, he was himself present. You see those two figures, son? The one on the top pedestal is the guardian, goddess of this lake. And the one immediately below it is my father. So here Ganga is saying about his father's death to his son that soon after Mara sacrificed his life for the villagers. What did our king do? He constructed a shrine. And after constructing the shrine, he is pointing out to the two figures over there in that shrine, and he says that the one on the top pedestal is the goddess. The one immediately below is my father. So Ganga is saying to his son that there are two figures over there. The first one is the goddess. The one immediately below it is my father. So the king inaugurated this. The day my father was dead, I was being made as the watchman of the lake. By the king's order, worship is performed on the evenings of every Tuesday and Friday. Scores of people come from even distant towns for it. You must not miss a single one henceforth. So he is giving instruction to his son, saying that it is the king who has ordered that they have to conduct worship in the shrine on 2 days of the week. That is on Tuesday and Friday. On every Tuesday and Friday, they are supposed to conduct the worship. So this is the command of the king, and we are supposed to abide by the rule of the king. So he says he is giving instruction to his son, saying that henceforth you are not supposed to miss a single worship. Son, yes father. Ganga, good boy. When I am gone, you must watch over this lake. After you, your son. Now come into the shrine and see the worship. Ringing of the temple bells. So his son says, yes father, henceforth I will not miss any of the worship. So Ganga says that after I am gone, you would be made as the watchman of the lake. After you, your son would be made as a watchman of the lake, and he is calling his son into the shrine to see the worship. As both of them goes into the shrine, we can hear the ringing of the bell of the temple. So here, my dear students, we have completed one act play, that is Watchman of the Lake. Do remember about scene 2 and scene 4. Scene 2, goddess appeared in Mara's dream for the first time. She was polite, she was good, she was in a good mood. She asked Mara to convey a message to the king to construct a tank. Whereas in scene 4, she was in a mood of destroying the things. She looked violent, and Mara sacrificed his life for the villagers, and he had requested the king that when he is gone, his son would be made as a watchman of the lake. After he, that is after his son, and after his son's son, till the last generation of his family. So these are the important points that you are supposed to keep it in your mind. Please go through with all the sessions in the textbook. If at all if you have any doubt, you can contact us via WhatsApp or you can call us. Thank you.